Alright, so we got a Monday, huh? Now, remember Mondays, okay? You on a Big Mac, okay? Monday, Angel, see? Creations, alright? Monday, start of the work week, okay? And some people work on Sundays, like a ministers. Ministerial alien connections, man, or ministerial angel connections, okay? So we're gonna teach you about that. Remember, don't get the blue dirty. You gotta keep it that clean, you know? Clean skies, clean water, okay? Here you go, ready? I'll show you about the flip side. You know, me and the army, we got a good joke. We're like, hey, we'll catch you on the flip side. He says, all right, man, I got a flip side for you. Here you go. Remember? Okay, look, there's a lot of people out there that need an education. So we did this, we said, catch you on the flip side, okay? That's the Army Corps of Engineers right there. Now, pay attention. You know, the Space Marines and the Navy like to do joint operations, man. Okay? Is it black and white? We're making clean slates, you know? Alright, you ready? Now, out there in the desert, we got a lot of wind. Now, I talk about the proper helicopter blades, okay? A lot of wind, like an ocean you can't see. You see? It's called atomic particles, okay? They go, if there's no moisture, how come you get such wind with resistances? Oh, no resistance. Because way over here, okay, they got okay. Now this is another PS. Okay. Oh. So just like we got our weather patterns, we also have pressure systems. And we like to call those psychological solutions, right? For space pilots. Okay? Now, when you get into the box, you know, we like to call that psychological solutions for space pilots. Okay? That's people's protection, okay, in the space system. Okay? Now, you add a little bit of C to that, you know? And then we get education, so we put that in there, okay, for the whole world to see. And we'll go, we get a common denominator, man. Okay, now we're looking at it and we're going, wow, you want to know where algebra came from? Okay, they said, well, we got a psychological solution, okay, and then what it was is, it says, how do we protect people? And we'll go, well, you know, we got to do a little bit of social studies, you know? And it says, well, can we find a common denominator, you know, to multiply with? And it says, well, you know, maybe if we do a little bit of algebra, you know? And it says, well, if we turn the world upside down like Jesus did, we can get a psychological solution, okay, to solve problems, okay? Now, if we get an equality like that, then we get universal math. Okay? Then everybody goes, is that what you were talking about? He said, yeah, man. But everybody got so mad. You know, they were warring with each other, so they said, we had a military university. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. We had a media, okay, university, okay? Say you want to go to university, we were like, okay, we'll take them to university. Now, I want you to understand a little bit more about mathematics and air pressure, atomic particles, and molecules. Now, this is the molecular structure, okay? Molecular structure, okay? About aerospace dynamics, okay? It's the molecular structure. I like to call that MS. This is my little private club, man. I call MS-13, okay? And if you think about it, you had Central Florida, you know, Central Florida News, okay? Remember? Central Florida News 13. A lot of people couldn't figure that out, This as well, if they would have found the common denominator, okay? It doesn't matter which way you do it with that, man. You get a 13 either way, And I go, well, if we had had a common denominator, we could have said, we got a media systems, okay? What we got for him, Johnny? What's the justice? Equal rights, human rights, you know, educating systems, uniting states, networks. You see? I go, man. You got neutral neutrons. Okay? Oh, man. Are you serious? Yeah, man. And if you get the right wavelength, okay? Right up in there, a little bit of turbulence, So what we like to do, okay, make sure you get your associations right now. You got a media systems, Christ force. So we get a media, over wisdom, you abbreviate that there. It's just with a different word. We call it Christ for wisdom. See? Spirit of Christ is Spirit of God, It's a medium over Christ. So, everybody was forcing everybody to do everything, And like wisdom can't force anybody to do anything, because wisdom is freedom. We cannot have that. So we get a little bit of algebraic expressions. Okay, everybody's like, I don't know what algebra is for, man. That's something I'm never going to use in life. And I'm like, what you talking about? It's math. Okay? Okay? Now, we got media, okay? So we got visions, right? Virtual machine, Microsoft, with movies. You see? WC Handy. Lifting the world up, man, with Christ. Okay? Lifting the world up with wisdom. There's your media vision. So we go, man, can we put that in outer space? Well, we got an international satellite system. Well, man, they don't think that's enough. So we had a Social Security inspector. You know, it was real cheap to pay that guy, man. It was like a 700 club for $700 a month. You know, and that's pretty cheap. So it's like, man, that wasn't too bad, huh? That was a pretty good deal. And then we go, and we had the International Space Station. Okay? Pretty good deal, huh? You know, for a file systems, you know? And it's like, oh, the input, output, you know, the left, right, or the forward march, the educational creations, enlightenment. That's a file force system, okay? So we got you know, visions, media, file force. So we had to make a storage. So we made computers for computations. Okay, so we made computers for computations, and that was systems. So we didn't have to write that over top. See, system. Okay, so we just said systems. Okay, we called it media creations squared. You know, over top of each other. You know, boom. Then we get the waters above, the waters below. You know, for equality. You know, and I go, man, that's algebra. See, algebra. See. There you go. Now we go. I'm gonna say, what is all of this? You know, how can you use algebra and thought patterns? There we go. Well, you know, I tried to explain it to the math teacher when I was a kid, and the math teacher got upset with me. So I went to another school, and I had a Chinese, very nice lady. It was a crazy cool Chinese lady. I had a Chinese lady for math teacher, and the rest of the class did basic math. Okay, they were doing basic math. Okay, and it says, man, well, you know, she goes, can we find a common denominator? So every now and then she would throw, you know, one of those algebraic expressions at the class, and nobody could figure it out. And I'd be like, here you go, check this out. So we had teach them how to do classic, you know. Yeah, okay. So, you know, I said it Chinese, basic, right? Basic Chinese. You see? So when we multiply that, we multiply solutions by turning the world upside down with algebra, okay? So we got a Chinese basic, you know, a Chinese math, okay? And a basic lady, algebra, you see? Put that L there. I'm going to put the L-O-V-E. See? Love of valuable education, okay? And if you love value, you could do good math. And that, you know, is like a basic understanding of a now that is UL requirements, universal language requirements. That is our room for you open your eyes That's a room, you know. You know, an educational room. All right, so you go American love, okay? And then what we do is we take this and we capitalize now, okay? Okay. Now you ready? Now I want to tell you before I say this, American love. See? Now you start putting that together on the other videos, and you go, man, school, intelligence services, CO, all is, see, cool, you see him? And they go, mom, look at that, man, look. Okay? So coming back up here, I'm gonna look at algebra again. I'm gonna say, well, I watch a movie back then, and it said, man, these sunglasses are terrible sunglasses. So everybody got together and they wrote the sunglass company and they said, man, can you get us some better sunglasses? And it says, man, okay. Well, the teacher said, man, you got to be righteous when you write that letter. I says, okay, I'll write you a letter. Be righteous. Americans, man. Now, I want to help you with that wall. It said, build a wall. Let's build a wall. I said, build a wall. And I said, I bet you my whiteboard surpasses the other whiteboard because I work with all the best doctors. Then they didn't know that. It was a secret. I sound like Donald Trump right now. It's like, hey, they didn't know. Take what you need. There's plenty to go around for investments. And you say, you need a PhD, Well, I tell you what, we'll give you psychology and high See? No. Sometimes people have a hard time understanding me. And I says, well, you're new age, new era. Okay? It's not a new era. It's the same as it's always been. And they hear that 80s song, it's the same as it ever was. I says, well, so we get a Windows CE. It's can you get a reform on that? I says, well, if you give me the right window with a clean slate, I'd tell you how to do all kind of stuff, huh? Because people made errors. And I says, we need to correct the errors and move along. So the judges, they got together and says, man, we're going to have a party. And I was like, yeah, we're going to have a party, man. We're going to have a grand old party. People of government and the people of God. Man, so you're telling me we got a people, and we got people, and we got a G, and we got a G, and parental guidance, people guidance, God's people, government people. Now you do a little algebra there, and you get a, people's guidance, good policies. See, with parental guidance, you get good people. You see how that make the world go around in the right direction? You could play with that all day in both directions. And man, I got a box here, but it's also a little bit of triangulation. And you get a target on that. You get a north, you get a energy, okay, and you turn in wisdom, okay, wisdom into energy, and now you got some serious algebraic expression. And you go, well, if you got solutions, then you got the age, then you just might be saving, okay, American, but we'd leave the N off and we make it worldwide, and we'll say saving a miracle, a miracle, and we go, saving America is what's saving America? Now you see how we left the N off over here? Because you want to do a Cupid shuffle, man. If you're saving people, you want to slide to the right and get a little amazing grin on you, I say, man, that's pretty cool. Now, that's a little word math. Now we're going to give you some applications. Gotta clean that up. I got the wrong side there. Put a little water on the board, man. Look, I was waterboarding without using the water. So, I gotta flip side that, okay? Now, you see it runs a lot smoother because I got water. Spirit of God, like a hand of God, Man, going out there like an eagle clog again. You got it, man. Oh, man. Edward Scissorhands, man. No, man, it's the Addams family. Look out. Okay? Okay, you ready? Now, in the go to flight manual. Okay? Now, you got a radio waves. Okay? You got a radio waves. And if you fly down in a circle, like a wrap in the windings, there's a reason why they have that. Okay? And you'll find out more about that in my next video.